wanted to document everything that's going on with this new farm because our last farm that we had Katahdin hair sheep for 15 years and we really didn't know what was going on. We were raising little kids and we had started with a flock of 5, and it was just really through trial and error that we kind of figured out how to lamb and what to watch for, and over the years we knew, we found out about the parasites and the foot rot and, the lambing and the udders working, and, we were doing rotational grazing and it worked great. And it was only through trial and error that we we really figured it out. But this new farm, we're doing it a little bit different. We've kind of got a better idea of what's going on. And I think the number one main thing that you have to do when you're starting a farm is get a good stock going and a good breed line going. So we had gotten our ram through Virginia Tech. It had been tested, and I'll tell you what, it has made a huge difference in our lambing. And we only kept the best of what we had for 15 years and brought it here to the new farm, other than I do have an old ewe that kind of got caught up with everything, but she's kind of a pet now. So anyways, we've had 4 ewes that have not had a great success with this first lambing, and they're going to be moved on. If there's any questionable ewes that have had a hard delivery, they don't have any milk, or they've got less milk, then, or they have problems with their feet, they have, we do the eye test, the Finch eye test on their eyes. If they have, if they don't have nice pink eyes, or if there's anything up with them, then I think we're just going to go ahead and move those on, because I want a really good base on what's going on with our breeding stock. So anyways, just an FYI, if you're starting a new farm, definitely your breeding stock is the number one key issue that you gotta take into consideration. I know I've been giving the ram and the breeding ewes and the quality of the breeding ewes a lot of credit for the success of the program, but another big variable is nutrition. And whether you grain, rotational graze, strip graze, there are changes in the nutrient requirements throughout the year. So part of the big picture, overall big health of your sheep, is how you actually feed them throughout the year and their nutritional requirements, whether or not they're lactating or they're getting ready to have the ram addressed into the pasture for the first time. Many thanks out to my husband, because he determines all of the soil needs to be purchased, with the seeds, and follows through with the actual planting with this tractor and no-till drill. And every stage that your sheep is in throughout the year really needs nutritional requirements to look at. There's been a lot of people over the years approach me about how to start a new farm, and that's actually why I decided to document everything from the get-go from this new farm. But every farm is different, and there's a million of ways to actually sheep produce. But if you take bits and pieces of what we've learned and apply them, we just hope it helps. And there are 2 sites that have been really helpful for my husband and I, and that's Sandy Brock, Sheepishly Me, who has a big sheep farm in Canada. Thank you, Sandy. If you're watching, huge help. And the other is Lambing Live out of Scotland and Wales. Another great avenue for learning about sheep is through your local sheep producers. Here in North Carolina, we've got the North Carolina Sheep Producers Association, and you can visit their website at www.ncsheep.com. And lastly, whatever stages of farming that you're in, have fun, because it can be a lot of fun and very rewarding. This is kind of like the calm before the storm. We've got one last group of breeding ewes that are expected to do actually tomorrow. We've got one girl here hanging off by herself, and so I'm kind of keeping an eye on her today. And she's down there. That's usually what they do, is they kind of hang off by themselves when they're starting to go into labor. And the other ones go in a nice little pack in a circle, and they just kind of keep an eye on their friend. So we've got it sectioned off down here, and we're going to move them into this pasture here of clover so they can lamb up here up front, so we can kind of keep an eye on them. So today those lambing pens in that little building there are going to be cleaned out, and the other ewes that we have that have already lambed, they're on the other side of that hill, and you can't really see them from here, but they're grazing on fresh grass and clover as well. So that's today on the farm, just keeping an eye out on this second group of ewes, and we'll just kind of keep an eye out and enjoy the sunshine. This is the tractor access road. Nice, fresh, raised crazy mix. Sunflowers, sorghum, Sudan. What else, Andrew?
Pearl millet, daikon radish, tea raptor, mung beans.
They're going for it.
I can't believe it. Come on, you got even better than this. This is already being eaten over, girls. Come on, go down to the fresh stuff.
It's nice and shaded down here near the creek.
Yep.
This is our main flock, our starter flock. So the rams we've already separated there in another pasture.
They just saw something. Heard something. Oh, they saw that. There's your water there, girls. There's your water. Come on, let's go. Into the tall grass. There they go, Laurie, look. Now that.
Oh yeah. Should we push them all the way to the corner, or you think they'll be all good?
I'd like to push them so they know where
The boundary is.
yeah. And then they can make their way back. Come on, girl. I thought she was going to eat that.
Oh, they're loving it. August 26th. It's Monday. First day back. Kids are going to school. So Andrew and I are moving sheep today. So what we've done is Andrew's bush hogged, and here is all the beans and brassicas that the sheep will eat. And they tend to go for this lush stuff first, and they clean all that out. And then they go up to the sorghum Sudan. It's kind of high right now, but they do a great job of cleaning this thing out. So we've already had them in this pasture here, and Andrew bush hogged some of it. We was hoping it would come back if we got a little bit of rain. So he didn't bush hog up here, but look what they cleaned out on this side. I mean, they cleaned that whole thing out. So now we're just going to keep moving them over, a little section at a time, and let them work on this section. So that's what's happening today. South Mountain sheep and lamb. We actually rounded them up and took them up into the farm tech. Caught them up. We had a few lambs up there that were stragglers, that were males, and we had to get them out of there. I don't know if you can see them, but anyways, so that's today in the farm. So to get the sheep in here, Andrew is bush hogging with his tractor a section that we're going to put the electric reels in. And the sheep will be in this part of the pasture for a little while, and to graze this down, and then we will move them along to the other side down there as they eat the raised crazy mix. So we've got a small flock. Right now we have, I think, 20 breeding ewes, and actually plus their female babies, so I think there's 30 breeding ewes in here, and then our rams are in another section of the farm. They're actually for sale, and so we're going to keep them in here until this gets knocked down, and then we'll move them along. The rams are going to be at the other end of this pasture, way down there. So he's going to do another strip grazing for them, and then they're going to meet in the middle at some point. Yeah, so next up is putting the reels out. There's Andrew. He's coming up. So next is the reels.